Hey guys, Jeff with Wisconsin RC Construction today. So I wanted to get you guys my final update for the Bruder Delta loader. So I've been working on this thing for a while, getting it all set up, and making sure that it's where I want it to be. We do have a show coming up, and I want to get things done. I sent my excavator out to get its new remote done today. I should have that back in about a week or so. But back to the Bruder Delta loader. So it is finished. Let's just cut over and show you real quick. So, your Bruder Delta loader, this is your 1/16 Bruder toy. We are still running the standard tracks and the standard wheels in there. This is a 3D printed drive sprocket that's in here. I do have this hooked up to the Tamiya dual drive transmissions. So there's one motor on each side. And everything else is functional as it should be. So, with this, I still have full lift out of this, which is excellent. I also have full dump. These are running 360-degree continuous rotation servos, so that's how I'm able to achieve this. I do still have good power out of this, and I am able to lift up the model itself. We'll flip it on its side. So it is still able to give you some really decent power out of this thing. I do have a 2 amp BEC plugged into this thing, just powering the two servos. I wanted to make sure I got enough power to them and they didn't drain out the ESC out of this, because normally you would get your power from ESC. I wanted to make sure I had the most power going to these to give it the most amount of strength as possible. So with it having the full dump, full adjust here, and keep in mind, the nice thing about this one, you just saw me push down on the bucket tilt, but this is removable. So up in here, I do have a little magnet. Let me get this closer to you guys. So I do have a little magnet on the front of that. Okay, I also have a magnet on the back of this. They do hit each other at the exact right spot, and they click in really tight. So that's able to get me my down pressure without losing my bucket. I don't know if the servo is strong enough to push past it. So I do have cab lights. There we go. So I do have cab lights. The rotating beacon right now is just plugged into the battery port on there. I do have an open spot. I can plug this into the actual port on there. So I have red and yellow, or amber, reverse lights on a switch. I know it's quite bright for you guys, but that's what it is. So in here you can see I do have my servo, continuous rotation servo, right in the back there. That is giving me my full access to my lift here. And it stays. That is the nice thing about that. So I do have enough strength out of there to hold it all up and to make sure it's all good. I am using the FlySky i6S remote, like I do a lot of the other models that I do have up and going. The only thing that I'm not 100% happy with is I ended up having some wires showing out here, which is for my servo in the front. That may change. Like I said, I'm not 100% happy with it, but I'm really close. I am happy it's a functional model. I did need to get this one done and completed. Access to your battery is actually, you can take the cab off, you flip it up, and I am running a little 400 milliamp battery inside of here. Very tiny, very small, kind of hard to get out, but I'm running a little E-Flight battery in here. I'm using it on a JST connector, so this is the size of the battery that I have room for in this model. Your typical FlySky power down tones. So like I said, that is going to be a wrap for the Delta loader. Like I said, I am pretty happy with it. I'm really glad it's done. I do have some other things to finish up. I've been working on my cat generator, making sure the battery inside this thing is fully charged up and ready to go, because I have some stuff coming for that, and that's going to be a whole nother treat once that box gets here. That'll take up probably my whole workspace right here. I do have two more trucks I need to build before February, and another one to finish converting. I need to convert my Western Star 4900X to hobby grade ESCs, and then I'll have to redo all the lights inside. But that's not a big deal. Other than that, that is the finished Bruder skid steer. Next on the list, actually, is I have a whole bunch of parts. I'm going to work on that little bad boy. It is definitely a size difference. I can flip over to the next camera. So that is our size difference, guys. This thing is way smaller. I'm curious to see how it goes. Yeah, I know, my desk is a mess. I build here, I work here all day. The cat generator's back here. That's a whole nother story. I did a quick video on that the other day. My guess is the batteries are going to be similar in this thing. I do need to order another BEC because that's what was going to be in this thing. I ended up using it in this thing. So I do have a little bit of work to do, some parts to gather in order to get this thing up and going. But the main part of it is I have 99% of the parts on hand for it. They're either already printed for me, or I printed them for me. I've already purchased them, or they're already in my drawer. Like I said, I need a BEC. That's about all I can think of that I need for that project. So the tracks work as a normal tracked vehicle. It is mixed, so my left throttle, forward and reverse, left track, right track. So if I want to go forward and left, I can just turn to the left and it does work. The ESC that I have is a dual channel ESC. Not this one. This one. So they come in these little blister packs. I can open this up for you, give you guys a little idea. These ESCs are really nice. They're really small, and they work very well. The size platform for them is pretty nice. So you do have your typical battery input right here. You have your two motor output leads right here, so left track or right track, or left motor, right motor. Your standard servo connection right here, which would power up your receiver pack. Then you also have this. They call this flip. But what this does is that does your steering. So that's going to allow you to steer whatever you're using, tractor wheeled, left or right. I'm not 100% sure how I'm dealing with the wheeled Bobcat, if I'm going to take the boards out of them and run this to it and just use the motors inside to make things work. I haven't decided yet. I've heard both ways. I've heard good and bad on both. But this is what I'm currently using inside the skid steer with that Tamiya dual drive transmission. That is a 180 can motors. They spin super fast. It's massive gear reduction. They're kind of noisy, but it's not too bad. I am very happy with it. Most off, I'm happy it's done and completed. I need to find the forks. My kids probably ran off with the forks for these things because they like to do all the dock stuff and play loading wars with the vehicles that we do have. So that's pretty much it for your Delta loader. Next chapter is going to be the wheeled skid loader, and we can go from there. If you guys like this and you want to see more of this, make sure you subscribe below. Hit the notification bell. This way you'll get notified every time I put out a new video. And remember to go to the Facebook group, WIRC Construction, and like the group and join the group. This way I do post a lot of videos on there as well. I have a lot of quick updates, and I do go live on the page at least once a week for about an hour or so, depending on the traffic in the room. and it's usually just me building and answering questions. So if there's something you guys want to see in my collection that I haven't gone into grave detail about, those are the days to ask it, man. Let me tell you, because I will pull it out and we'll show it to you. That's the best I can tell you to see everything. Otherwise, come to some of the shows that I put on in the summertime. If you're local to the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area, I do dig a lot in the summertime. Right now it is November 21st. Today it's cold. Actually, it was about 50 today, but it's getting cold. We've had snow. Nothing's stuck yet, but doesn't mean it's not going to in the next couple of weeks. So a lot of my digging outside is done. My Huna excavator that normally you guys would see is out getting worked on. That is getting a new remote. I know I talked about it on the Facebook group. That's getting a FrSky or FrSky Tyrannus 9, X9D Plus. It's hard to remember all that stuff. I will have 2 receivers into that thing. I'm going to have 12 channels, if I remember right. It's about 12 channels of different things. I'm separating my lights out. I'm adding 2 more ESCs to that bad boy, which means I still have more channels available. So, I added 2 channels to the front of the arm, which means I can make my rotation bucket function. So there's a little gear reduction motor inside this bad boy, and that will make the bucket turn full 360. I'm also looking at getting the little scoop trommel and making the jackhammer that's in my Huna box actually work. So hopefully that will happen. So the grappling arm would be pretty cool, but that's okay. Don't really use that too often. So, but anyways, this was your update for your Delta loader. Yes, the Bruder guy can still fit in there. The cab is still intact. I have not cut anything out of the cab, so it all still works. You don't have to lop the legs off your Bruder guy to make them fit because you lost the bottom of this. That's a thought. I'm not 100% sold on that. I would like to be able to fit a bigger battery, but if the biggest battery I can fit is 400 milliamps, I guess I'm going to go with it. So, alright guys, until next time, like I said, like and subscribe, join the Facebook group, WIRC Construction. Until next time guys, why don't you have a good one, and show me what you guys are building. Take care.